I think the start of it is important, right? It's the intervention process, the intervention itself. But it's not only the intervention, it's standing by somebody and proving to them, we're going to be here for you, we're going to help you. So for example, when people get really high risk suicide, right, they don't see any other option for themselves. They don't see another choice. So part of the intervention process is giving them a different option. Us, we will stand by them. And that's important when you do the intervention, which will not be done in an hour. It's the early counselling sessions too. But then after that, counselling has to help the person deal with the issues that had them suicidal in the first place. Otherwise, what could happen is you have, say you call it a client, coming in, doing the intervention process, going off, coming back 6 months later with the same thing. So you need to deal with the issues to try and keep them safe forever. You know, not just for now, we have to think of the future. And that's why the counselling is a brilliant part of continuation of the intervention process. Depression is an awful illness. It's a medical illness. And the worse it gets in a person, the more it affects the way you think. Everything, you feel a failure. I think the worst thing about depression is hopelessness, where you feel you can actually predict the future because nothing's going to get any better, it'll probably get worse. There's no future. You have no hope. And it starts getting worse and worse. And it's like ever decreasing circles. You know, I mean, your lack of interest will, lessen your motivation. You know, your motivation will lessen your self-confidence. Your self-confidence will lessen your self-esteem. All these things, you know, and each one makes the other one worse. So you're going down all the time. Now, the stigma is a big part of it, because there's lots of reasons why the stigma is a big part of it. One is basically men, yes, we're macho, you know, it can't be depression. I remember when I was diagnosed with depression in 1991 in London. I remember it well. And I laughed at the doctor and ran out of the office. I said, "You're an idiot. Because I'm a man, I can't have depression. I can handle myself." You know, and that idea still prevails. That's still an idea. Or it maybe we won't be understood. Or people will ridicule us. Or we might be laughed at. Or maybe I'm unique because I'm depressed, I'm unique, nobody else has this, I'm unique, so nobody can help me. So we don't open up and talk about it. And depression kind of festers away in your head and makes it worse and worse. And the longer this goes on, then from nowhere starts coming this idea of your life is not worth living. It's not suicide straight away, go and take yourself. It's a lot longer, slower, painful process. But the ideas start coming in. Maybe I'd be better off dead. Maybe I'm not for this world. Or I wish I could just step off the world. Or when you wake up in the morning, I wish I didn't wake up today. And they start festering more and infecting your depressed mind, right? And it starts to become more of an option, more of the way I could be going. Maybe this is best for me. Now you have to remember that when people get to that stage, they're irrational, diminished responsibility, and not thinking straight. I mean, every suicide I've ever come across and everybody I've ever seen who's attempted suicide will say two things to you. One, I felt I was a burden on my friends and family, so when I go, they'll be better off. And two, I just wanted the pain and misery to end. So it's a long, slow, painful process to get to that stage. It's devastating. I do a lot of that bereavement work immediately after, and it is devastating. And it's not only the family and close friends, it's friends, extended family, you know, people I went to school with, people I worked with, people I emailed, friends, Facebook, everybody is badly affected. The problem with suicide is a couple of things. Suicides are basically unexpected. Do you know what I mean? Even if a person's depressed, So this suicide still comes as a massive, massive shock. And suicides are generally violent. In some way, damage to the body. Even taking tablets is violence to the body. So it's a shock. So people can't believe, it takes a long time for you to settle down and believe what they've actually done, you know, and why they've done it. It's hard to understand why they've done it. One of the horrible myths about suicide is he died because the girlfriend dumped him, you know, or she died because of the exam results this time of the year. So something like that. That may be the straw that broke the camel's back, but there's always a combination of reasons. Although friends and family mightn't understand and see that at the time. No matter how bad we are with depression or suicidal thoughts or tendencies, even it kind of peaks, it gets worse for a while. If you can get through that, I'm not saying you won't have another peak, but if you can get through that and get the right help and support, it will be a temporary problem. No matter how long it lasts, it will be a temporary problem if you get help. But if you die, it's permanent. There's no other way, there's no coming back from that. So, no matter how depressed the person is, or no matter what, suicide is their only option, right? They can come back from that if they give others a chance, if they talk, if they keep looking and searching or talking to people and looking for the help and support they need and deserve. This temporary problem can go away or be managed. I would never say to somebody, we can cure you from depression. We can't. I don't believe we can, but we can teach people how to cope with life, with depression, with the issues that they face every day. That's part of counselling, building up your own coping skills to deal with everyday problems.